The final pages of the Kama Sutra mention a powerful secret that can help men of all ages avoid limp and embarrassing performances in the bedroom. But with the rise of modern medicine, this ancient secret was largely ignored and left to gather dust. Instead, most doctors just told their patients to start popping little blue pills like Tic Tacs, even if that meant their patients wound up with a huge dent in their wallets or left them suffering from unbearable side effects. But now, amazing research shows that ignoring this ancient Kama Sutra secret may have been a huge mistake. And if you want to enjoy better performance in the bedroom, it could be exactly what you've been searching for. And when they saw the results, their jaws hit the floor. One study found that 90% of the men who used this Kama Sutra secret saw their T levels nearly double. And it should be no surprise that their sex drive and sperm count also went through the roof. Plus, even better, another study found that this Kama Sutra secret even worked for men well into their 70s. So just imagine the relief you'll feel when you never have to worry about disappointing your partner in the bedroom, since now you have the ability to deliver a mind-blowing performance on command. The kind that brings your partner to complete satisfaction and has her secretly bragging to all her friends at the next girls' night out. Because I'm going to show you how all this and more can be yours right now. All thanks to an ancient erection boosting secret buried in the last few pages of the Kama Sutra. And don't worry, you won't have to spend hours performing weird exercises or mind-numbing meditations. In fact, all it takes is one quick trip to the grocery store, or maybe just a stroll to your kitchen cabinet, since all you need to take full advantage of the Kama Sutra secret is a few powerful herbs and spices. And for pennies on the dollar compared to pricey prescriptions, you could enjoy unstoppable sexual performance anytime you want, just like when you were younger. Now, I'll show you exactly what to put on your shopping list in a moment, but first, I realize this may sound a little too good to be true right now, especially if you've already tried countless herbal remedies, blue pills, and diet programs without success. So I'm not even asking you to believe me just yet. All I'm asking is that you take the next few minutes and let me show you the remarkable evidence that shows this secret remedy from the Kama Sutra really does hold the key to helping men everywhere feel like they're aging in reverse. For example, Jesus V said this secret gave him a huge boost in his sex drive and performance. I noticed the difference within 2 days. I stopped taking my testosterone injections and stopped taking tadalafil pills. While at 73 years young, William P. said, my daily energy is more stable, including my libido. And Martin C. even said, I feel great, like I'm in my early 20s again. Now, everyone's body is different, of course, which means you may see the same, worse, or even better results. But don't you think it's worth spending the next few minutes to potentially restore the powerful sex drive you had as a teenager? I do. So don't go anywhere, because I'm all but certain you've never heard about this Kama Sutra secret before. The only way I found out about it was by digging through mountains of complicated studies and cutting-edge research papers. And that means if you leave right now, you may be doomed to spend the rest of your life suffering from limp and humiliating failures in the bedroom, even though the secret to getting ready on command is just a few short minutes away. So turn off any distractions and let me show you how this Kama Sutra secret could help you turn back the clock on your sexual performance. Hello, I'm Dr. Wang, and I hope you're somewhere private because what I'm about to show you is kind of personal. But it could also transform your sex life. You see, if you ever have weak erections, if your sex drive is draining away, and if you've noticed your once muscular pecs turning into man boobs, what I'm about to tell you will shock you. It could also help you get back the sexual performance, all-day energy, and lean, muscular body you enjoyed in your 20s and 30s. So keep watching this urgent message, because new scientific research shows how certain health foods could be destroying your manhood. These health foods are a major culprit fueling a quiet epidemic among American men. And this epidemic is so quiet because most men don't want to talk about it. After all, the symptoms can be embarrassing, especially in the bedroom. Even worse, the fallout from this epidemic can include serious memory loss, easily fractured bones, and an increased risk of a deadly heart attack. The epidemic I'm talking about is low testosterone, or low T. Chances are you've heard about low T. You may have also heard about that it can give you bone-deep fatigue, stubborn belly fat, and trouble getting or keeping an erection. And now science has discovered a bizarre culprit behind low T, certain health foods. So these health foods could be hormonally castrating you. Let me explain. In a new clinical study, scientists took testosterone measurements of 206 middle-aged men, and then they put the men on a high-fat diet and took their T level measurements again. Last, they put the men on a low-fat diet and measured their T levels a final time. And what the scientists saw made their jaws drop, because when the men went on a low-fat diet, their testosterone levels plummeted 15%. That's huge. Think about it. American men are already losing 1% of their testosterone every year after the age of 30. So if you're 52, you've already lost nearly a quarter of this essential male hormone. But this research shows that eating things like a healthy egg white omelet, a skinless chicken breast, or a low-fat yogurt could bring your already low testosterone levels down by a whopping 40%. But it gets even worse because the scientists also looked at the T levels of men on a vegetarian low-fat diet and saw that their T levels crashed a staggering 26%. That's an additional quarter of their T levels gone. And that's on top of the testosterone they've already lost, meaning a 52-year-old would have less than half the testosterone he had when he was young. And all from eating what's considered one of the most popular healthy diets today, low-fat vegetarian. So eating a thick, juicy steak or a big bowl of chili for dinner could make you more of a man. But if you think these health foods are all that's crushing your T levels, think again. Because that's just one of the modern culprits destroying your strength, energy, and confidence in the bedroom. As you may know, today's world is flooded with hormone-disrupting pesticides, food ingredients, medications, and chemicals. It would be impossible to avoid them all unless you lived in a bubble. They're in the air you breathe, the bottled water you drink, and even the organic foods you eat. Yes, even organic foods. That's because organic farmers can't control the fact that chemicals sprayed miles away from their farms can fly through the air and land on their crops and animals. They also can't control the fact that some chemicals remain in the soil for over 100 years. So that's how these testosterone-killing chemicals end up in organic produce, eggs, dairy, and meat. And they end up in your body. A recent study showed that 90% of Americans have these hormone-disrupting chemicals lurking in their bodies. So what are you supposed to do if you want a healthy, active sex life? Well, here's good news. I'm about to show you a simple way to reverse the damage caused by these testosterone-destroying chemicals in foods. It's a new protocol that could restore your youthful testosterone levels, rebuild a lean, muscular body, and supercharge your sexual energy, stamina, libido, and strong erections. So you can perform in bed like you did in your 20s and 30s and give your wife the sexual satisfaction she craves. As I said before, I'm Dr. Stephen Wangen. I'm a licensed naturopathic physician, and while many of my male patients suffer from low testosterone, I'll never recommend testosterone replacement therapy or Big Pharma's little blue pill. Here's why. If there's one thing I've learned over my 25-year career, it's that too many drugs come with a laundry list of dangerous potential side effects, like blood clots, cancer, or sudden cardiac death. Yikes. No thanks. Not for me or my patients. So I made it my mission to find natural solutions for my patients that actually work without all those dangerous and deadly side effects. Our Alpha protocol is completely unique. That's because I developed it with men and women in mind. Years of helping men and women in my practice led me to discover the world's most powerful sexual health boosting herbs and natural compounds. And I've seen these solutions in action, helping my patients rekindle their love lives. I've also found out which male potency ingredients are swindles, and I ruled them out. Each of the ingredients in my Alpha Protocol formula is clinically studied, and the science is rock solid. You see, when I discovered this protocol, I was blown away by the science because every single ingredient is proven in studies to transform your sex life. And these ingredients weren't just tested on mice or in a petri dish. They were tested and proven to work on men. But that's just the start, because these ingredients could work for your wife. In fact, your wife could start demanding an encore on a nightly basis. That's because these herbs and compounds target her needs too, because this protocol was formulated by a woman who used what she knew herself, plus what she's heard from her female patients and friends, to target what women crave in bed. Women want to feel desired. That's why this protocol could fully power up your libido. Women want you to be able to perform. That's why this protocol could restore stronger erections. And women want you to go the distance in bed. That's why this protocol could help you hold on to your erections longer and enjoy more sexual stamina to make sure your partner is completely satisfied. Not only that, this Alpha Protocol formula could also renew your youthful energy, rebuild your bulging biceps, melt away stubborn belly fat, slash away your risk of debilitating fractures, and restore your sharp thinking. Alpha Protocol does far more than just restore your healthy testosterone levels. It addresses some of the biggest problems that plague men as they age, especially when it comes to getting and keeping a strong erection. You see, there are 4 different problems that can give you weak erections, make erections short-lived, and even cause a complete failure to rise to the occasion. And this Alpha Protocol targets all 4 problems. Well, of course, the first problem is low T. And there's an Asian herb that not only shoots up your T levels, it also conquers one of the other erection problems I just mentioned. This herb has been used by traditional healers for over 300 years for libido, sexual stamina, and fertility. In fact, this herb is in such high demand these days, it's become a protected species, and for good reason. That's because a simple herb may be the most potent natural testosterone builder in the world. It's called longjack. Here's how it works. In one recent study, scientists measured the testosterone levels of 76 men suffering from low T. Then scientists gave them longjack daily for 1 month. Afterward, they measured the men's T levels again, and they were stunned by what they saw, because longjack increased the men's T levels by a whopping 46%. That's nearly double. So longjack could make you feel like a young man again in as little as 1 short month. Researchers confirm one of the ways longjack works to boost testosterone is by stimulating special cells in your testicles called Leydig cells. Leydig cells are one of the biggest things in charge of producing testosterone in your body. So when you stimulate your Leydig cells with longjack, they start pumping out more testosterone to restore your youthful levels, and with none of the dangerous side effects that come with synthetic testosterone. So you can enjoy surging T levels without the drawbacks. But that's just one part of what longjack does to help you reclaim your manhood. And the next part shows why simply boosting your T levels isn't enough if you're over 40. That's because when you were a teenager, there was something else going on besides having high T levels. You also had more testosterone available in your body. You see, there are 2 forms of testosterone in your body: free testosterone and bound testosterone. When you were young, only 2% was bound, and around 98% of your testosterone was free. But by the age of 60, those numbers are reversed, leaving you with a measly 2% of free testosterone, and the rest of it all locked up in the bound form. It's a cruel double whammy. At the same time, your body is producing much less testosterone, and what is being produced is getting locked up in the bound form, so you can't use it. So what's locking up your testosterone? It's an evil little protein called sex hormone binding globulin, or SHBG. But SHBG wasn't always an evil protein. SHBG has the important job of binding to sex hormones and carrying them where they need to go in your body. But as you age, SHBG starts to act like a dog with a favorite ball or toy. It just won't let go of your testosterone. It holds on instead of letting go and making its delivery. Even worse, scientists confirm your SHBG levels rise higher and higher with every passing year. So SHBG ends up locking up nearly all of your testosterone. And that's where longjack comes in. Because science shows longjack contains compounds called eripeptides that block the effects of SHBG. That means longjack is like a key to the jail cell where your testosterone is imprisoned, setting your testosterone free so your body can use it again, and giving you a surge of masculine energy. In a recent randomized double-blind study, 26 men aged 40 to 65 years old were given either longjack or a placebo daily, and the transformation in these men's sex lives was mind-blowing. In just 12 weeks, these men saw dramatic improvements in the hardness of their erections, their ability to keep their erections for much longer, and their overall sexual satisfaction and passion in bed. And longjack doesn't stop there, because if you want to burn off your belly fat and man boobs, increase your lean muscle mass, and impress your wife with your big strong arms, then longjack could be your dream come true. Here's proof. In another study, researchers gave men longjack every day for 5 weeks. The men also exercised. At the start of the study and then again at the end, the researchers measured the men's muscles and fat. The result? Stunning. The men taking long jacks saw their body fat decrease by 9%. They increased their lean body mass and their biceps grew by a full inch. Just imagine taking your shirt off at the beach to reveal a lean, ripped body, getting admiring looks from your wife, even noticing you're getting flirty glances from other women. That's amazing. All that from just one natural herb. But restoring youthful testosterone levels and blocking SHBG are just the first two steps of our Alpha protocol. Because if you really want to get your mojo back in the bedroom, the next erection problem needs to be conquered. Any guy over 40 knows how this one can really ruin your sex life. And once again, it's about how aging can make an erection must-have in your body drain away. It's the number one molecule you need for strong erections. In fact, you saw this molecule in action when you were a teenager. You remember, it's why you used to wake up every morning pitching a tent in your sheets. It's also why you used to get an erection in seconds. And it was often at the worst possible time, like standing in front of your class at school doing a math equation on the blackboard. But by the time you're 40, you're only making about half of this molecule compared to when you were 19. And it gets worse with every passing year, which makes it all but impossible to get strong erections or keep them. That's why you need the next ingredient in this Alpha protocol. It works two ways to restore this molecule to youthful levels. Here's how. An erection is actually a complex chain reaction. This chain reaction starts when you get aroused by something exciting like a certain touch or when your wife gives you that look. Then your brain sends a message to your nervous system, causing special nerves in your blood vessels to make this erection molecule. What is this erection molecule? It's called nitric oxide, or NO. You may have heard of NO before. In fact, the scientists who discovered it won the Nobel Prize because NO is so important for your health. And NO is vital for your love life. That's because NO causes your body to create a chemical called cyclic GMP, or cGMP. cGMP causes smooth muscle in the penis to relax so it can fill with blood. And boom, you've got an erection. But as you know, NO levels plummet as you age. And that's not all, because as you age, your body also starts producing increasing amounts of an enzyme that destroys cGMP. So, thanks to bottoming out NO and cGMP levels, your erections don't stand a chance. That's where the next ingredient in Alpha Protocol is a superstar. It's an herb that's been used by Chinese doctors for over 5,000 years. And according to a recent study on Fox News, this herb is considered one of the most potent sexual enhancers in the world. When 6 of the top traditional Chinese medicine doctors were recently asked about this herb, they confirmed, yes, we have all used it for decades in our practices. It is the very best sexual tonic for both men and women. It's called Yin Yang Huo. And modern medicine confirms why Yin Yang Huo works so well. It's because Yin Yang Huo solves both NO problems. It supercharges your NO levels, and at the same time, it suppresses the enzyme that destroys cGMP, giving you stronger, longer-lasting erections. But that's just the start. Yin Yang Huo also fixes the fourth and final erection problem that can ruin your sex life. That's because Yin Yang Huo is Mother Nature's little blue pill, working the exact same way Big Pharma's solutions work without the nasty side effects. And it works by helping you keep your strong erection instead of seeing it wilt just when things are heating up in the bedroom. Research out of Vanderbilt University School of Medicine found that there's a special enzyme that controls your erection. This enzyme is called PDE5. PDE5's job is to shut down your erection after sex. And that's a good thing. Otherwise, you'd have an uncontrollable erection all the time. When PDE5 is working correctly, it deactivates when you watch a sexy movie or have a certain fantasy. When PDE5 deactivates, your penis fills with blood and you get an erection. This deactivation also keeps blood in your penis so your erection doesn't deflate. But as you age, PDE5 can get stuck in the on position, cutting off the blood flow where you want it. So you could be getting romantic in bed with your wife, but your equipment isn't responding the way it used to. And while your wife smiles and says, "It's okay, honey," you know better. You can see the disappointment in her eyes. And it's not your fault. Your overactive PDE5 is what's to blame. That's why we included Yin Yang Huo in my Alpha Protocol formula. Yin Yang Huo is the most potent herbal PDE5 inhibitor in the world. Clinical studies confirm it shuts down PDE5 in your cells. In a recent study, scientists decided to put Yin Yang Huo to the test against 3 other famous herbal aphrodisiacs. Result? Yin Yang Ho was the only herb that blocked PDE5. In fact, the scientists were astonished to see that Yin Yang Ho was 80 times more powerful than the other herbs. The scientist leading the study was so impressed, he said that the herb works as well as Viagra. So the next time your wife grabs your hand and leads you to the bedroom, you'll be able to stay fully erect to satisfy her completely. Now I'm going to tell you some exciting news, because once I saw all the science behind these incredible nutrients and saw how life-transforming our Alpha protocol could be for reigniting the sex lives of people like you, I knew I had to make it available to everyone. So I reached out to a group of professional researchers and laboratories here in the US. It's a group called Pure Health Research. Then we worked to put together the world's first Alpha Protocol formula. It's called Exuberant. Exuberant is the only formula I've seen that fights all 4 erection problems. 1, it renews your youthful testosterone levels. 2, it fights SHBG to free up your bound testosterone. 3, it restores your levels of NO. And 4, it blocks erection-busting PDE5 without Viagra's nasty side effects. Now, so far I've told you about 2 remarkable ingredients. If Exuberant had only these nutrients, it'd be one of the best male potency supplements around. But to make Exuberant the best supplement in the category, we also added 2 other unique and proven ingredients, including ashwagandha, the stress buster. We all know how stress can put a damper on your libido, but did you know stress can also kill your chance of an erection? That's because stress causes your body to pump out tons of cortisol, the stress hormone. And cortisol is shown in studies to cut off the blood flow to your penis that's essential for an erection. So you could try everything to get things going down there and nothing would work. That's why you need the ancient Indian herb ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is such a powerful potency booster, it's featured in the world's most famous sexual manual, the Kama Sutra. And for good reason. It's one of the most potent herbal stress busters in nature. Clinical studies show it banishes stress and crushes cortisol. So you never have stress ruin your sex life again. But that's not all ashwagandha can do. In another study, men who took the herb saw dramatic increases in muscle mass and strength. And at the same time, they saw their man boobs and belly fat melt away. That's why it was a no-brainer. We simply had to include ashwagandha in Exuberant. But there's one other problem many men struggle with today we had to fix. And it can really make your wife wonder if you still find her attractive and make you wonder what's going on with your body. We're talking about something most men don't want to admit having. A low sex drive. Think about it. All you used to think about in your teens and 20s was sex. What happened? And here's the thing. If you suffer from a low sex drive, pumping up your testosterone levels may not be enough to fix it. That's why we also included another herb that can make your sex drive come roaring back with a vengeance. It's called Tribulus. You may have heard about Tribulus. And as you may know, Tribulus' superpower is reigniting your sex drive. Chinese herbalists have used Tribulus to treat low libido in men for centuries, and Western scientists scoffed at them until they began testing Tribulus. In one study, researchers recruited 180 male volunteers between the ages of 18 and 65 with low sex drives. Then they gave them either Tribulus or a placebo. And in just 12 weeks, 100% of the men taking Tribulus reported a raging libido. That's right, 100%. That's unheard of for a natural herb. But Tribulus did it. And other studies confirm how Tribulus can make you as horny as a teenager, even if you're in your 70s, 80s, and beyond. That's how powerful the herbs and natural compounds are in Exuberant. And the results are truly life-changing. But don't take my word for it. Here's what men like you have to say about Exuberant. Charles reported his mind-blowing results. It took about 2 weeks to notice a difference. It's increased the size of my member. I thought with my increasing age, it was shrinking and that was how it was going to be. But no, it has renewed my confidence. And Kevin said, I started using Exuberant 4 months ago after trying several other products to help boost my testosterone, and they just didn't give me the level of energy and stamina I was hoping for. I have done a lot of research on the different herbs and roots that help boost testosterone, and Exuberant was the only one that had all 4 major ingredients. Exuberant has boosted my workouts, energy levels, and sexual stamina, big time. My recovery time is much faster, and I have lost weight because my energy levels and workouts have been awesome. And Paul raved, before Exuberant, I wasn't feeling like myself. I was tired and moody. My self-confidence was at an all-time low. After a week of using Exuberant, I started feeling like my old self, a better me. I had more energy and drive. My workout performance improved. I feel great. And even women are raving about Exuberant. Here's what Tara said. My husband got tested with low testosterone last year. Our sex life had disappeared and he generally felt terrible. He tried testosterone injections, but the side effects upset him and he quit. That's when I decided to get my husband a supply of Exuberant. Wow, what a difference. He's lost weight and looks more muscular. He's energized and happy again, and our bedroom is seeing tons of action these days. I'm beyond thrilled with Exuberant. Exuberant is the most complete male potency formula I've ever seen. No other formula conquers all 4 erection problems, and no other formula combines this protocol with ashwagandha and tribulus to give you bulletproof confidence in the bedroom and an unstoppable sex drive. Together, the 4 herbs and nutrients in this Alpha Protocol formula are scientifically proven to help you have harder, stronger erections, renew your all-night stamina, fight stubborn belly fat and man boobs, rev up your libido, rebuild a muscular, younger-looking body, and enjoy the satisfying sex life you and your partner deserve. Now it's up to you to take this first step.